Three members of our killer whale family demonstrating their incredible size, speed, power, and complex learning abilities. These behaviors keep our whales active and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired guests all over the world to care about their natural environment. We're excited to share their story with all of you here today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's speedway. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high-flying and powerful.
We're going to see all that and more. These behaviors contribute to an environment that is full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, and years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or you step on the scales to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Today, we'll see the whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors help to strengthen their social bonds and enable them to problem solve as a group. Working together as a team is what makes the killer whale the ocean's top predator. Scientifically, they're known as the Orca and more commonly referred to as the killer whale. Here at SeaWorld, we know them as Katina, Nalani, Malia, Trua, and Makayo, our killer whale family. While Makayo is the youngest member of our pod at 14 years old, his mother Katina is the oldest at 49, and she is our matriarch and the leader of our pod. SeaWorld's animal training techniques create a language between us and the whales. It's a language of learning through positive reinforcement, encouragement, commitment, and ultimately care. Through these techniques and our relationships, the whales learn to trust us, and they even learn to take an active role in their very own health and well-being. Joining us now are our two male killer whales, Trua and Makayo. And in just a moment, we're going to get to see one of the very first healthcare or husbandry behaviors that we teach all of our pod members. Everything from urine samples to weights to blood samples, we can do it all with our awesome veterinarians that work right here at SeaWorld. But as blood samples are one of the very first behaviors that we teach, we actually ask our whales using hand signals to roll over ventrally or upside down and present their tail flips. Not only does this give us a great look at their entire body, but it will also give us access to the blood vessels that are easily seen on the white undersides of their tail flips. Joining us right now is Makayo to demonstrate that exact behavior right here in our slide-out area. Now, not only do we get that great look, but those blood vessels are very easily seen right here on the white undersides of his tail flips, which he's going to show off right here in our slide-out. Our veterinarians will collect a blood sample about once a month, and in fact, we actually did it right this morning with Makayo and Trua. And once we do that, we are actually able to see how they are doing internally, since they do not have the voice to be able to tell us how they are doing. You'll even notice us giving them rub-downs on different parts of their bodies, sometimes on their bellies, their backs, their pectoral feathers, or even those tail flips. Killer whales have very sensitive skin, so this is one of the many ways that we can reward them or reinforce them for remaining calm during procedures like this one. And it's also a great way for us to strengthen our relationship with the whales. Blood samples are just one of the many ways that we can ensure their health, and another very important diagnostic is weighing them. To weigh a killer whale, especially one like Trua, who weighs in at over 8,000 pounds, we ask them to slide their bodies up and onto a giant killer whale-sized scale located in another habitat. When they slide up, there's a portion of their body from their dorsal fin down to their tail flips that remain from the water called the peduncle. It's very muscular and very heavy. In fact, natural and athletic abilities we see in all killer whales is the ability to lift that part of their body up and out of the water, spin around completely, and then re-enter the water. But in this instance, getting away on Trua, we'll ask him to lift his tail flips up and out of the water just like this. Training this posture enables us to ensure accuracy, so we know that our younger whales are growing properly and our older whales are maintaining a healthy weight.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital. And We surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt. For the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales and for us.
Hello again, everyone. I'm down here on the left side of the stadium, and we just learned that killer whales love to play. In fact, they learn a lot from mimicry and observational learning, and from a very young age, they'll pick up unnecessary life skills by watching and playing Follow the Leader. And we're going to put that to the test today with Makayo, Trua, and all of you guys. So to help me out, I'm going to have everyone on the left side of the stadium on your feet. You guys are going to be the leader, and Makayo is going to follow. Now when I say 1, 2, 3, go, I want everyone to put 2 hands in the air and give a nice big wave. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! And he got it! Well then everyone, give yourself a big round of applause. You all did great! Now as you can see, Makayo was paying very close attention to what you were all doing. Killer whales are curious animals, and they can often be seen spy hopping or jumping completely out of the water to get a better look around. Makayo is going to demonstrate one of those behaviors at the stage. We call it a bow. Let's give him a big cheer when he's jumping out of the water. Now that was nice, but I think it's time for a little bit more action. Everyone on the right side, on your feet. You guys have a different hand signal. You're going to take 2 pointer fingers out in front of you and throw them over your left shoulder on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice hand signal, everyone. Trua is on his way. Now, killer whales breach for a number of different reasons. Sometimes it's to stun the prey, scratch an itch, or just simply to show off. It's their way of saying that they have arrived. Welcome to the Sunstone, everyone. Let's give it up for Trua, Makayo, and all of you. SeaWorld's research and observation of the killer whales in our care has helped to shed light on many mysteries. For example, we've learned that the gestation period of a pregnant killer whale is about 17 months. That's information that would be impossible to obtain in the wild. Some information, however, can only be gained through field research, and that's why SeaWorld partners with groups like the Norwegian Orca survey and NOAA to advance killer whale education. Killer whales are powerful animals, and perhaps the best expression of that power can be seen when they hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal could be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will beach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from icebergs. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales eat the fish together with spikes in their tail fins.
So killer whales create waves when they hunt, and they use their tail fins to stun their prey. You're about to see a demonstration. For our killer whales, it's a high-energy activity session. But for all of you, it means it's time to get wet.
I get wet, I get wet.
He's coming, Clay.
Here it comes.
He's coming again. In the wild, their diets are completely dependent on where they live and what time of year. Unfortunately, overfishing, pollution, and other factors are having a serious impact on some of those killer whale populations.
Killer whales are impressive animals. It's pretty obvious why they're the top predator of the ocean. That means killer whales are invincible, right? Wrong.
Killer whales depend on a plentiful food source and a clean environment. They're completely dominant, yet completely dependent.
When it comes down to it, killer whales are not the most powerful animal in the ocean.
Their future depends on you.
Through your actions.
Through the choices we all make.
We hold the future of killer whales and the oceans in our hands.
Killer whales continue to surprise and amaze us. They're the perfect ambassador for the ocean, limitless, connected, powerful.
But still vulnerable.
The challenges that we face can seem insurmountable. Don't give up. Be inspired.
The ocean needs our help, and that seems overwhelming. But together, we can make it happen.
There's so much to learn.
So much to protect. So much to explore. The killer whale story is still being written. And there are simple things we all can do to make a difference. All it takes is one. One choice.
One positive act. One ripple that can grow and grow.
And change the world.
Together, we've got this.
right here at SeaWorld. Bye-bye!
Instagram, keep track of our latest restaurants. Find out more